Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I'm planning on finishing up this animation. And it's taken me quite some time to do, but hopefully I can finish it up. For the past few days, I actually haven't been working on this, so I want to finish it up and then move on with my other projects. So I think for right now, at least, what I want to do is do the glow for the inside of the hood. So let me use my eyedropper tool to collect this color. Then what I will do is I will make another glow layer. I'll then lighten this a little bit. Because I've been looking at Vinci's art and he does in fact have like a slight glow on the inside of his hood when it comes to his Archon outfit. And I'm being quiet right now because currently my mom is in the other room, so I'm trying not to be too loud. Which is fine because I think I've always been this quiet when it comes to my streams. Now I want to take this brush and I think I'm going to play with the opacity pressure of this because I want to have a more faded feel for when I get to the hair because there's already a glow on the hair and I don't want to overpower or diminish that. So I'm going to erase over the hair, but it's definitely going to be very subtle and faint because it already has its own glow. And then I can actually touch up around the hood as well, just to ensure that now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a soft light. Well, you can't really tell with that soft light. So I guess what I can do is do a hard light and then just lower the opacity. But no, that still won't do it. So I guess I will just add the soft light. Hmm. That works. That's pretty good. Now I can get into the shading. So let me pull up a few source images and see real quick. While I'm looking for my source images, I can also begin organizing my layers and frames because if you don't organize those, then it's going to be very difficult to try and find. Oop, I forgot to lower the volume on my phone. There's a lot going on today. Now, when it comes to coloring and art, I'd have to say that my greatest weakness is cell shading and just shading hair in general. It's like I don't know the perfect or the best place to put the lines for the hair. Because again, I have curly hair, so like no matter where I am, it all looks black. I mean, I shouldn't really say that. Like there are like I'm looking at it like a mini mirror right now and there are connotations and there are areas where my hair is definitely lighter. But for the most part, I mean, again, I think that's also an issue of media because when they draw black characters' hair, they don't like shade the hair. It's just like it's just like a sheep, and they just like put little dots and lines around it. I'm actually moving some stuff around on my desk so I can bring my mic closer to my mouth without having to talk so loud. That should be better. Now you guys can get up close and personal with me, and you guys can hear me. Where was I? Oh yes, the shading, the source images and the shading. I almost forgot. Dang, I just have horrible memory, don't I? It's all good, such is life. In art, whether it's digital painting or whether it's digital painting or cell shading, you're going to be using a lot of different layers. You're going to be placing a lot of different parts and moving pieces on things. So it's important that you understand where you place everything, and it's also important that you understand how you've grouped and sort of organized your layers. I wonder if I can add some tone to his skin, like give him some pink or like a fair orangish taint. Did I say taint? I mean a fair orangish like hue or saturation to him. Because skin is not one solid color. Rather, there are areas and places where it is faintly lighter or darker. So first I'm going to start with eye dropping the skin. Then I'm going to go up on the hue of my color wheel, and I'm going to go over and increase the saturation. But I will say that from the images, from the reference pictures I definitely see more of a pink in certain areas of his body. Sort of like a pinkish orange, which is rather strange because I'm pretty sure they said. One moment, please. I'm back. Let's see here. Because on my drawing tablet, that actually looks like a bright orange, whereas, yeah, I definitely need to play with this opacity a bit. Now then, I think we can get into the cell shading proper. So I'm thinking I'm going to do at least two, maybe three layers of shading. So let us find a nice. Actually, I should have a color wheel somewhere because I've been using a lot of warm colors. So I think what would be best if I went on the opposite of the color wheel and then did like a cool dark blue for my shading. Which, yes, that is actually really good. Glad I thought about that idea. Bless you. My mom is sneezing in the background. It's fine. Now, I do want to combine my shading with. Oh, my mom is really sneezing. I do want to combine the shading with the lines in the wings. So, what I'm going to do is do this. Let's do this real quick. Let's go over to the wings. Now, one of my big things is that I don't want to use too much symmetry. So what I'm going to do is now just like freehand shade, freehand draw this out all on my own. Which shouldn't be too terrible. Many people don't really like drawing hands, but I really don't mind it. I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of fun to me. Hmm. Oh wait, no, I need to use a different color for the skin. I mean, I guess I could be like really faint and light with it, and then I'll just choose like a darker color. Sorry if I'm being so quiet during this stream. I'm actually thinking a lot. Like, I'm thinking about what I want to say for this speed paint video and how I want to push my message across. I mean, I guess I could just pray on it, but it's like, this is going to be a series where I look critically at character designs and character concepts and try to share the specific themes and messages. Oh, hello, Johnny. How are you? It's been a minute. Well, actually, no, because I saw you last Friday. So this is just me working on this fan art real quick before I go to work. So, for those of you who don't know or are unaware, I'm actually a really big fan of Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is an online game where you collect different characters. There are different gods and supernatural beings, and you essentially roam and explore the world of Tibet. And you are trying to uncover the mysteries of the world as well as discover where your character's sister is. And if I'm being completely honest, Genshin Impact actually brought me closer to God because through the different gods that we see, through the different archons, I'm reminded of the God that I follow, which is the Christian God. There are several different elements that correspond to different beliefs or different values: freedom, eternity, contracts, wisdom, war, love, and I think I'm missing one. Uh, Freedom, contracts, eternity, wisdom, justice, war, and love. And so, as the story has progressed, and as I've continued to play through the main story quest, I see many parallels. One of the issues in the Christian church is that there is a practice of literalism where Christians just take things at face value. They have very little to no understanding of subtext, despite the simple truth that Jesus himself was a storyteller. He was a prophet. He used allegory and symbolism in his stories. But the issues with Christianity is that they think that regular stories are automatically satanic, instead of drawing inspiration from them and getting a better or wider understanding of not only the world and other people, but of the God that they serve. Because I'm of the belief that God is in everything. You just need to look for it. And we see the various characters of Genshin Impact, like Venti, like Nahida, like Zhongli, where you see that they have a love and an appreciation for their people. And it allows us to understand, or at least it allows me to understand, what God must have gone through being a supreme being and having to prepare things and do certain things for his people. I'll definitely save it for when I start recording the audio for my video because I really want to take the time to just, think on this, pray on this, because this is an issue that we find in the church where it is almost a war going on between the young and the old. Like the old guard, the old Christians, they're quick to say everything is satanic, and then the younger generations, they see that and they're like, oh, well, why can't we just enjoy ourselves? Which has led to a snowball cascade of the youth giving into, dare I say, deplorable actions and behaviors. Whereas the old guard is missing the mark because they are unable to relate to the young. Not only that, but there's also corruption in the church, which I will definitely get back to in another video. But like you have like pastors and ministers and deacons who are like embezzling money and funds from the church, and they're going on cruises and they have luxury cars and they have multiple women. So young people see that, and that's one of the reasons, another one of the reasons why young people aren't in the church like that anymore. It's a very interlaced issue, and if we are to come together and fix it, there definitely needs to be an addressal of many different things that are going on in the church as of now. And so, personally, I am of the belief that art is a tool. Art can be used to address things, push messages, get people to relate and understand each other. And being completely honest, I'm just the kind of person that likes to sort of operate in the background when it comes to certain things. Like I'd rather save a, I'd rather, how do I put it? It's not that I want to save one soul at a time, but like I want to provoke thought, and I want to get people to actually think, process, and understand. Because, and this is just truth, but there is a difference between religion and kingdom. Like people talk about religion and faith and what you believe, but Christianity is more than just a religion, but it is a kingdom. It is a way of life. It is how you go about things. And there are many different jobs, roles, and placements in a kingdom. Like you have your scribes, you have your scholars, you have your philosophers, you have your warriors, you have your defenders, you have your mathematicians. There are many different roles that can be done. And it's actually really funny because, like, when I was growing up, my like my family called me like the mini priest. Like my family called me like the mini preacher or like the mini minister because I don't know. I guess I just had like a way about myself, but I don't really consider myself a preacher. I just think that some things are obvious and other things you actually need to take a step back and ruminate and think on what you're reading, what you're seeing, and what you're doing. And so that's my issue, is that Christians as a collective are no longer ruminating on things. They're just immediately calling things racist or satanic or this, that, and the third. They're not thinking critically about what they're actually seeing. They're not giving a deeper thought. And here's the thing, like here's the big crux and the big detail, is that asking questions, it is okay to ask questions. It is okay to question. It's okay to be curious. Like, God will enlighten you if you are curious. If you have a question, God's going to give you an answer. I guess the reason why I'm having difficulty putting this into words is because personally I've spent so much time thinking about this in my head and not really taking the chance to write it down because, again, like, I'm just trying to focus on the art, but I guess my art is just so linked to my faith that it was only a matter of time before I would eventually talk about it. It was really only a matter of time. And I don't consider myself a faith YouTube channel. I definitely consider myself a arts and animation channel first. But being completely honest, I do draw inspiration from the Bible for much of my art and for much of my stories. Like, I hope to adapt the Book of Enoch into an animated series one day. I Many of my projects that I've worked on are inspired by the Bible, are inspired by the Book of Revelation and Jeremiah and other books like that, and Genesis itself, because I want to use allegory and symbolism to teach people rather than the dogmatic Christian method and notion of just retelling Bible stories. Like, you have to give people something good to watch, and then you have to make them want to think deeper about it. Like, you want to state things, but at the same time you also want to leave cookie crumbs. Like, you want to lead them to thinking for themselves. But the faith doesn't want people to think, they just want people to follow. But it is when you think, it is when you process something that you draw closer to it and seek answers for yourself or seek a deeper understanding for yourself. I may have to look at some source images because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to shade this. Dang, I forgot to draw his abs. I mean, he doesn't have abs. That's the thing is I'm so used to drawing characters with abs that now that I have a character who is skinny, I don't know how to draw them. When in doubt, you just rough it out. So I'm going to take a regular red brush. And here's what I'm going to do. sometimes you have to just work and visualize it. So I may actually have to go back and sort of like redraw this because I misaligned some things. In a bid to make his stomach skinnier, I actually brought down his rib cage. So yeah, I'll have to go back up maybe. I mean, because his chest is good. It's just everything else is like pushed down and warped. But it's already been an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm sad I couldn't stream a bit longer, but I do have to go now, of all times. But this was quite fun to work on. For now, at least, we can go back to my shaded area and see. Get like a little test sample of what the shading looks like on the skin. Look, everything comes out in shading. That's what I'm saying. Like when you have to go from a my mom came in to look at my TV. When you go from drawing to shading your art, many different things are going to be revealed on how you structure your image. So let us, I believe it was multiply. So now I think what I'm definitely gonna do is put this layer, my first shaded layer, on top of it, and then as you see, I'll just go in and blend this. Like I'll go in with an eraser tool, or I'll go in with my blending tool or dodge tool and just smooth this out over here and along there, because I'm going for a more consistent shaded image. But for now, I definitely hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm just gonna wrap up now. Oh, I got quite a few views. So anyway, I stream Tuesdays and Fridays. I start around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I usually go for at least an hour. On Tuesdays, that might be like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. On Fridays, though, those are my longer stream times. So I'll try to go for like 2.5 hours, maybe three at the latest. Right now, I'm on my road to 500. When I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to do an extra long special, like 4 or 5 hour live stream. I'll schedule something for Friday. And then for my 1,000 subscriber special, I'm going to do a special Q&A. Like when I reach around 800, 900, I'm going to post a discussion board post, and I'll have you guys like leave down your comments and any questions you want to ask me. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream because, well, this is my Sit and Chill series. So you guys can come and go as you please, enjoy my voice, or enjoy the subjects I talk about, or just enjoy the art and wind down in the middle of your day. Or if it's at night, wind down before you go to sleep. This is my channel, Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I also have an Instagram and an X, a Twitter account, though I'm mainly on my YouTube channel. I'm mainly drawing, though, in my free time. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even, leave comments, any feedback you can give on my art. I love it, any and all feedback. And yeah, once again, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream.